everybody, this is Rachel, and I am your host, usually for Wednesdays for the Ability 411, but I really wasn't feeling very well Wednesday, and it was a really hectic day. I actually suffer from a little bit of neuropathic pain, which I'm sure some of you can relate, and it's not easy or fun, and it kind of took me out for the count on Wednesday, so I'm doing my video today, Saturday. So, again, I'm very sorry, but this week's topic was going back to school, and whether it's high school or college or even if you're younger, it can be very difficult, especially if you have a disability or if you're in a wheelchair. It's an added stress that is already there, when going back to school is not easy as it is. So I never had to have this experience. I was hurt just 2 years ago. I already had my college degree. But I am thinking about going back to college, and it's definitely, I'm scared. I'm very scared. I have to think about my schedule and how, with my pain and my low blood pressure, am I going to be okay in class by myself? And how am I going to get there? Am I going to drive to school by myself and get around campus and push myself as a quadriplegic? So all of this stuff I have to think about. But at least I know the school that I went to, I never had to use the disabilities office, but they do have people there to help you, for sure. And I know that if I were to go back to school, I would definitely find out where my classes were before the first day of school. So I knew exactly what terrain I had to get around, if I could make it up any ramps that were around, if the classroom itself was accessible. These are all things that I would want to know before I went there and was late for any given reason, which I was always late anyways going to college, so I guess it wouldn't be anything new. But, I guess I'm 26 now. If I went to grad school, I probably wouldn't be on time. So I definitely want to find out where your classes are. If you are new to college, maybe you're going to be living on campus, think about how long it takes you to get dressed. Think about how long it takes you to get everywhere. Have some time in there just in case, give yourself a little bit of breathing room, and just so you're not too stressed out. But if you're nervous about being different, that's one thing that we all face every day, but everyone's, going to school for the first time is new, is different, in some way. Everyone's nervous, everybody's different, everyone's dealing with their own issue in some form. So I really wouldn't be, thinking that you're the only one going through this anxiety about going back to school. Maybe for a different reason, but I think a lot of people have that anxiety. And like Erica said, a lot of how people perceive you and how people are going to approach you has to do with your own attitude. So if you're really positive and giggly and laughing and looking people in the eye and trying to engage, not just sitting in the back row quiet, and maybe you have to be in the back row if you're in a wheelchair. I don't know how that works. Maybe your classroom, that's where the accessible spot is. But my point is, maybe you just don't be too quiet and don't hold your head down, and and don't just try to blend in. Try and stand out and try and talk to people and be fun. People after a while aren't going to notice that you're in a wheelchair or that you're different, and that's what's different about you. They're not even going to care. And that's just in our everyday life. That's what I've noticed so far since I've been hurt, is that I just act like my quirky, funny self, and people perceive that well, and I've made a lot of new friends since I've been hurt because of, I think, that personality. So you don't want to have any regrets in college or high school, like you went and just hung around in the back and didn't take advantage of any opportunities just because you were insecure. You definitely want to overcome that insecurity and get it as involved as possible. Go to all the football games, go to parties and socialize and have a good time. Just forget the fact, who cares if you're in a wheelchair? Big deal. We deal with that every day in our lives. Yes, we're different, but it doesn't stop us. It doesn't define us. So my advice, go to college, live it up. I would give anything in the world to go back to college right now. I know I can go back to grad school, but undergrad is the best time of your life, and it's something that you never forget. So if you're there now, live it up. I'm jealous. So that's all I have to say about that. And again, I'm sorry it's such a late video, but hopefully I gave some good advice, and I will see you all next week. Thanks.